Manifest and Receive, the Spiritual Science of Manifestation. Inspired by the work of Eva Hartley. Introduction. The Call to Manifestation. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Feel the air going in and out. And notice that with each breath, something within you calms down. You're not hearing this by chance. There's a divine synchronicity moving the invisible threads of your life. Everything that brought you here, every obstacle, every doubt, every new beginning, was preparation. Eva Hartley teaches that manifestation is not a mind trick. It's a spiritual reunion. You're not learning to create something new. You're remembering the power he always had. The universe is listening to your vibration, not your words. And today, your vibration is saying, I am ready to receive. The journey that begins now is a dive into the heart of creation, a path to align emotion, mind, and soul, and transform desire into reality. Because the protest isn't about asking, it's about to become. Chapter 1. The Hidden Truth of the Manifestation. The manifestation is not an external miracle. It is an internal spiritual science. It's not about attracting something that is far away, but about aligned to the frequency where that already exists. Eva Hartley teaches us that the universe doesn't respond to words. It responds to consistency. What you feel and believe is worth more than what you say. And that's why so many people say, I want it, but then exclaim, I doubt it. Manifestation is not wishful thinking. It is vibrational conviction. You don't attract what you want. You attract what you are. And who you are now determines what reality gives back to you. Everything in the universe responds to energy. You are a living antenna, emitting signals through every emotion. With each repeated thought, you send a command to the quantum field. And the universe, like a perfect mirror, reflects back more of the same frequency. If you vibrate scarcity, the universe echoes lack. If confidence is present, it reorganizes itself to favor the flow. This is the true law of attraction. The universe doesn't decide. It reflects. You create your reality through the vibration you consistently maintain. Eva explains that demonstrating is not about forcing. It is allow. The creative energy is already flowing. What you need is, do not block. When you try to control, you doubt. When you doubt, you contract. And when it contracts, it closes the door to abundance. Trust is the channel that keeps the flow open. To allow is to believe even without seeing. It's about feeling the certainty before the result. And it is in this silent surrender that the invisible begins to take shape. Now close your eyes for a moment. Take a deep breath and imagine the air as golden light entering your chest. Feel this light coursing through your entire body. Each cell receives the message. It is safe to believe. Exhale slowly, releasing fear, haste, and the need for control. Once again, breathe in faith, breathe out doubt. Inspire confidence, exhale resistance. Notice how your body responds. The field expands when you trust. The truth is, the universe is always saying yes, but he says yes to the vibe, not to the intention. You can ask for prosperity, but if you feel unworthy, the dominant vibration is one of lack. Therefore, manifesting means raising your vibration before acting. It's about living as if you've already received before it even arrives. That's the key. Feeling precedes form. The invisible responds to emotion. And every coherent emotion creates tangible reality. Eva calls this vibrational maturity. It is the point where faith ceases to be blind belief and becomes a state of being. You no longer practice the law of attraction. You embodies the flow of creation. In this state, desire is not begged for. It is natural. You become the channel for what you wish to manifest. And everything that is aligned with your vibration begins to seek you out. You don't chase the dream. The dream recognizes you, because its frequency already lives within you. Now repeat mentally, I am the field. I am creation. I am expanding reality. Feel the weight of these words vibrate in your body. Let your heart resonate with the sound of truth. You're not learning to manifest. You're remembering. Remember that he was born a creator, not a victim. Remember that the universe is within you, and every time you feel faith, the miracle responds. Chapter 2. The Subconscious Mind and the Invisible Power. The The subconscious mind is the terrain where all manifestation is born. She is the fertile soil that receives the seeds of your beliefs and makes them bloom in due time. Eva Hartley explains that while the conscious mind desires, the subconscious mind decides. It is what regulates your emotions, your sense of worthiness, and your perception of what is possible. Therefore, it's not enough to say, "I want to prosper." You need to feel worthy of prosperity. Every thought is a seed, but it is feeling that waters it. And the subconscious only understands what is repeated with emotion. Everything you say with faith is recorded. Everything you truly feel becomes law. And the universe, obediently, simply responds to the vibrational code that you keep active. The subconscious is like a mirror reflecting the experiences that have most marked your soul. From childhood, he records impressions of love or fear, success or failure. Every phrase she heard, every emotion she experienced, shaped this invisible program. But the power lies in knowing that it can be reprogrammed. The mind is not a destination. It is a habit in motion. When you repeat a new thought with emotion, the brain creates new connections. Neuroplasticity confirms what spirituality has always known. What is felt intensely becomes real. And every time you choose yourself, the vibration rises. Your subconscious learns to trust your new vibrational identity. Take a deep breath now. Imagine the air carrying a pure, golden energy, entering through the top of your head. It travels through the brain and descends smoothly to the heart. With each breath, this light cleanses old beliefs and makes room for the new. Feel the lightness of letting go of what no longer serves you. Expand your chest and think, "I open myself to new truths." The energy that goes in is faith. The energy that goes out is resistance. And at this moment, you send a new message to the field, a message of permission, not fear, trustworthy, not controlling. The subconscious mind doesn't judge. It simply executes what you feed it. If you think "I can't," it creates barriers to confirm that. But if you affirm "I can," it rearranges the entire field to support this new vibration. That's why reprogramming is a daily act. You don't change what you believe with a single sentence, but with consistency. Each emotional repetition opens a deeper neural pathway, and the more you repeat it with feeling, the more natural this new truth becomes. Eva Hartley calls this conscious vibrational repetition. It's not about insisting out of desperation. It's about choosing with faith. It's about nurturing what you want to see flourish. Now repeat mentally. My mind is a divine channel. My subconscious works in my favor. Let the words vibrate within you like waves of light. See the brain pulsing in golden light, lovingly rewriting ancient memories. Feel your heart respond, saying, "I accept this new program." The more you feel this truth, the faster it will become reality. The mind is a tool, not an enemy. She just needs direction, not punishment. And when you speak to her with love, she obeys with power, because love is the strongest command in the universe. And the subconscious understands the language of emotion, not logic. You are awakening the creative consciousness within yourself, the part that not only reacts to the world, but shapes it. Every conscious thought is a vibrational brick. Each coherent emotion is the cement that binds the construction of your new reality. Therefore, pay attention to how you feel throughout the day. Don't fight fear. Embrace it, and choose another focus. The mind learns through repetition of presence, and presence is faith in motion. You don't need to fight the unconscious, just illuminate it. And when the light enters, the fear naturally dissolves. Now take one last deep breath. Feel the air entering you and imagine it activating your inner power. See yourself smiling, confident, at peace. Your mind is no longer against you. It's with you. The subconscious is the faithful servant of your heart. Whatever you ask for with emotion and consistency, it will manifest. So talk to him every day with gratitude and intention. Affirm, "I trust in my power to create," because every cell, every thought, and every vibration is listening, and the entire universe responds to those who believe before they see. And remember, the subconscious mind doesn't work in silence by chance. It builds destinies while you sleep, heals wounds when you forgive, and opens paths when you give thanks. Everything about it responds to the realm of surrender. When you let go of control and choose to trust, the invisible begins to move in your favor. There comes a time when faith replaces doubt, and that is the moment when the impossible bows before your vibration. It is at that instant that the universe whispers, "Now you understand. Now I can act." Chapter 3. The Energy Field and the Law of Attraction. Everything that exists vibrates. Every thought, emotion, and intention emits a wave that travels through the energy field of the universe. This field, also called the quantum field, is the space where everything is connected, a living web of energy and consciousness. Eva Hartley teaches that the universe is not something outside of us, but within us, responding to our inner frequency. When you think with faith, feel with love, and act with courage, the field reorganizes itself in your favor. But when you vibrate with fear, doubt, and lack, the same field responds with more scarcity. The law of attraction is simple. You don't attract what you want. You attract what you are drawn to, and vibrationally. The heart is the epicenter of this communication. It generates an electromagnetic field thousands of times more powerful than the brain, and it is through the heart that the universe hears you. Therefore, manifesting is not just thinking. It is to feel deeply the emotion of what you desire. When your heart believes, the universe understands the command. It's like tuning into a radio station. If you want to hear love music, you can't stay on the frequency of anger. The heart is the transmitter, and emotion is the signal. The universe doesn't speak Portuguese or English. It speaks vibration. Take a deep breath and imagine a golden light radiating from your chest. See this light expanding, touching all directions of the universe. With each heartbeat, it becomes more intense, brighter. Feel this energy reaching what you desire. Now think of something you want to manifest and bring the feeling of it to mind, already received. Breathe in joy, breathe out gratitude, breathe in faith, breathe out fear. The field responds to what is felt, not just what is asked for. Right now, the universe is listening to you. Frequency is the language of creation. When you vibrate love, it manifests in all forms, in people, in opportunities, in synchronicity. When you vibrate gratitude, the universe multiplies everything you have to be grateful for. But when you vibrate scarcity, complaining, and comparison, it amplifies what is lacking. Energy doesn't distinguish between positive and negative. It only responds to vibrational intensity. Eva Hartley teaches that the secret is to sustain high emotions, regardless of the circumstances. That's how the field begins to conspire in your favor. Everything you desire already exists in energetic form, waiting to be aligned with your vibration. Manifestation is merely the transition of energy into matter. The quantum field is neutral. It molds itself to your internal state. When you live in harmony with love, abundance becomes the natural path. When you live in struggle, everything becomes denser. Therefore, taking care of your energy is the same as taking care of your future. You are the creative center of reality, and the field, like a cosmic mirror, only reflects your vibrational truth. Now repeat mentally, I vibrate with love. I vibrate with abundance. I vibrate with trust. Feel the words become frequency. See the field around you responding. Particles move. Possibilities draw closer. The universe is not a judge. It's a collaborator. It wants to see you expand. When you vibrate in love, it sends love. When you vibrate in deservingness, it recognizes you. Faith is not asking. It is to remember that everything already exists and that you are worthy of receiving it. Each day, you become more aware of the energy you emit. With every emotional choice, you set the tone of your reality. So, practice vibrational awareness. Observe what you feel, what you think, what you say. Energy doesn't lie. It manifests. The field is shaped by the repetition of your emotions, and the power to transform the world begins with the simple decision to change what you vibrate. Take a deep breath and remember, the universe is always listening to the sound of your faith. What if you could hear the sound of your vibration right now? What would it sound like? Silence for a moment and notice. The universe is whispering answers within you. Every intuition is a message from the field. Every coincidence is a confirmation that your energy has been heard. When you align yourself with inner harmony, external reality realigns with you, because the secret has never been in forcing what you want, but in becoming the frequency of what is already yours. And when that happens, the impossible ceases to exist. Chapter 4, Letting Go of Control and Trusting the Invisible Control, is the biggest obstacle to manifestation. When you try to dictate the how and the when, you send the message to the universe that Don't Trust. Eva Hartley teaches that control is born from fear, and fear is the opposite of faith. True power arises when you allow life to flow through you. The human mind wants proof, but the spirit wants surrender. Manifesting is not manipulating reality. It's aligning yourself with divine intelligence that already knows the way. When you insist on controlling everything, you disconnect from the flow. But when you let go, the universe works for you in silence. Letting go is a profound spiritual practice. It's the act of opening your hands and allowing the best to happen, even if it's not in the way you imagined. Surrender is a vote of confidence in the synchronicity of life. Eva says, "When you trust, the invisible moves faster. The universe doesn't need your haste. It needs your clarity. When you let go of control, energy begins to flow again, and what seemed distant begins to naturally approach. Control closes doors. Trust opens them. Now take a deep breath. Feel the air entering like a wave of serenity. Exhale slowly, and imagine that along with the air, all the need to predict the future leaves. Inhale faith, exhale anxiety. Inhale light, exhale tension. As you breathe, say mentally, I trust in divine timing. Everything happens for my good. Notice how the body relaxes. The heart slows down. The energy expands. This is the vibrational state of surrender, the point where the miracle happens. The universe doesn't need you to force your way, only to maintain alignment. Forcing is insisting on ego control. Allowing is listening to the wisdom of the spirit. Surrender is the bravest act there is, because it requires faith in the invisible. And the invisible is the realm where everything is created before it appears. When you let go of control, you're not giving up. You're rising above resistance. You're saying, I trust what I cannot see, because I already feel it is real. Eva Hartley explains that surrender is not passivity. It is divine cooperation. You act when you are inspired, not when you are desperate. The ego tries. The spirit flows. There is a huge vibrational difference between effort and surrender. Effort vibrates neediness. Surrender vibrates trust. And it is this trust that attracts the best synchronicities. When the universe perceives that you are not trying to force anything, it understands that you are ready to receive. Now repeat silently. I release control. I allow the flow. I trust the unseen. Feel these words vibrate within your chest like waves of liberation. Your body relaxes. Your mind quiets. Your heart opens. Life begins to gently guide you along the right paths. Coincidences appear. Opportunities arise. Encounters happen. The invisible begins to take shape before your eyes, and you realize that control was never necessary, only faith and presence. True manifestation happens when you surrender control and trust the universal flow. Letting go isn't losing. It's opening space for something greater. The universe never gets the timing wrong. Everything arrives when you are vibrationally ready. When the mind is silent, the heart speaks, and the voice of the heart always knows the way back to abundance. So breathe deeply and allow yourself to say with conviction, I surrender, I trust, I allow. And at that moment, the invisible begins to work in your favor. And perhaps that is the most powerful secret of creation. The more you trust, the faster reality bends in favor of your faith. Because the universe doesn't respond to force, it responds to surrender. The vibration of trust is the sound of inner freedom. When you let go of control, you invite the miracle to act. And it is in this space of conscious surrender that the impossible transforms into destiny. The invisible doesn't ask for effort from you, only permission to manifest what is already yours by vibrational right. Chapter 5. The Magnetic Identity. True manifestation doesn't happen when you ask the universe for something, but when you become someone who vibrates at the frequency of what you desire. Eva Hartley calls this magnetic identity. the state of being that naturally attracts what resonates with your energy. It's not about conquering something external. It's about remembering who you are inside. Every creation is a mirror of the identity you hold. If you see yourself as small, life treats you as small. But when you recognize yourself as a creator, the universe begins to reorganize itself around you. You stop chasing. You start magnetizing. Magnetic identity arises from the coherence between thought, emotion, and action. When you think of prosperity but act with fear, the field becomes confused. When you feel love but speak of scarcity, the vibration is divided. The universe responds to vibrational integrity, not contradiction. Therefore, the secret lies not in forcing results, but in align with the internal state, that which you wish to manifest. Ask yourself, how does the version of me that already lives what I desire think, feel, and act? And then, live like that version, now. The future is merely a reflection of the identity you embody in the present. Close your eyes and breathe deeply. Inhale as if drawing energy from your best self. Exhale, letting go of all old, limited, and tired self-image. Imagine yourself wearing a new energetic skin, one that carries confidence, lightness, and certainty. Feel your body reacting to the vibration of this new identity. Your heart expands, your mind quiets, and your spirit smiles. The frequency changes instantly when you decide to be. The universe doesn't need time. It needs clarity. Magnetic identity isn't faked, it's felt. It's not about mechanically repeating I am, but about allowing every cell to vibrate with that truth. Eva teaches that the body is the translator of the soul. If the body doesn't believe, the energy doesn't flow. Therefore, manifest from the inside out. Start by feeling, and your thoughts will align. Every time you embody the emotion of what you desire, you send a new command to the quantum field. And the universe responds because it recognizes, who are you being? No, not what you're saying. Now repeat mentally, I am the frequency of love. I am the vibration of prosperity. I am the reflection of the divine. Feel these words leave your mind and penetrate your body. The I am is not just a phrase. It's an energetic decree. It's the activation of the creative power within you. Every time you affirm it with emotion, the field expands. You are saying to the universe, I am ready to remember who I am. And the universe responds, then receive. Magnetic identity also requires letting go of the old. There's no way to vibrate abundance and continue acting like you're in a state of scarcity. There's no way to ask for love and remain in relationships that diminish your light. The universe isn't punitive. It's consistent. It gives you what matches your most dominant vibration. And if you don't yet have what you desire, perhaps it's because you're stuck in a version of yourself that you don't believe you can have. But remember, changing your identity is changing your field. And when the field changes, everything changes. Take a deep breath and see before you the highest version of your being. She smiles, serene, confident. She walks with purpose, speaks with love, acts with faith. Now unite with her. Feel yourself merging with this presence. Feel the energy expand in golden waves around your body. Say silently, I become who I was born to be, and realize the power of that statement. Because magnetic identity isn't something you create. It's something you remember. And when you remember, the entire universe remembers too. And it is in this moment of remembrance that the field opens up and life begins to respond differently. Opportunities that once seemed distant draw closer. The right people cross your path, and doors open effortlessly. Because when you vibrate as who you already are, the universe recognizes your energetic signature and calls you by the name of your frequency. You don't need to chase after it, just sustain your being. Magnetic identity is the point where wanting ceases and deserving flourishes. It is where I am transforms into visible reality. Chapter 6. Reprogramming Beliefs and Emotions. Every belief is a vibrational code. They are invisible programs that shape how you perceive the world, how you react to experiences, and how you allow yourself to receive. Eva Hartley teaches that many of these beliefs are not your own. They were inherited, learned, absorbed from the environment. They live in the subconscious, silently influencing your choices. But what has been learned can be transformed, rewritten. Reprogramming beliefs is the act of returning control of your mind to your spirit. And when you change your beliefs, you change the field. You change your life. Limiting beliefs are like filters that distort what the universe is trying to send you. You can ask for prosperity, but if you believe that money is hard to come by, you create an energetic barrier. You can ask for love, but if you feel unworthy, you repel what you desire. Energy responds to feeling, not to the request. Therefore, it is essential to observe what you feels by stating what you want. The mind may say, "I deserve it," but if the body resists, there is resistance. Reprogramming is about aligning mind and emotion, thought and vibration. It's about teaching the body to believe what the spirit already knows to be true. Now, take a deep breath. Imagine your breath bringing light to your heart. Exhale and feel the air carrying away an old belief. Perhaps, "I'm not capable," "I'm not enough," or "It's not for me." Let that phrase leave with the air. Inhale again and imagine golden energy filling that empty space. Say mentally, "I am worthy. I am capable. I am free." Feel these words vibrate. They are not wishes. They are reprogramming. You are teaching your nervous system that it is safe to thrive, and the body, like an energy antenna, begins to emit a new frequency of permission. Eva Hartley explains that the body needs to feel safe to allow for the new. When you try to affirm something that the subconscious still rejects, the body reacts with tension. That's why so many people give up. But the secret lies in persist gently, not forcing, but nurturing. Each repetition, each visualization, each heightened emotion is a drop that changes the inner ocean. Reprogramming is not a war against the past, it's an act of love for the future. You don't need to fight against who you were, just choose who you want to be. Now, emotions are the keys to accessing the subconscious. When you feel joy, love, faith, gratitude, the mind opens and the field becomes receptive. It is in this state that new beliefs are powerfully imprinted. So, practice elevating your emotions every day. Listen to music that inspires you. Visualize what you love. Speak words of power. Create an inner environment of faith, because the subconscious learns more through emotion than through logic. The heart is the gateway to reprogramming. Repeat mentally, "I forgive myself. I set myself free. I choose to believe in the best." Feel the words dissolving the old weight. See each cell vibrating in peace. The body becomes light, the heart tranquil. The new belief begins to take root. You realize that fear was just an emotional habit, and habits can be replaced by conscious practice. With each repetition, faith grows. And when faith dominates the field, the impossible begins to become natural. Now, take another deep breath. See yourself in the mirror of your mind. Look into your own eyes and say firmly, "I am the new vibration I chose to live by." The reflection shines with the same energy you emit, because reprogramming isn't about denying the past. It's about healing the present. It's about reclaiming the power to decide who you will be vibrationally. And when you change from within, the entire universe changes with you. That's the science and magic of manifestation. The outside world is merely an echo of the faith within. And in that instant, something silent and grand begins to happen. The energy field around you changes color, weight, and direction. Synchronicities begin to multiply, and what once seemed distant becomes palpable. The universe, now in resonance with your new vibrational signature, begins to respond like a divine echo. You feel the lightness of the flow, the magnetism of clarity, and the peace of someone who has finally allowed themselves to receive. Nothing is coincidence. Everything is vibrational coherence. The right people appear, opportunities fall into place, signs intensify. Because when the mind harmonizes with the heart, the universe recognizes the truth of the vibration and obeys. Reprogramming ceases to be theory and becomes prayer in motion. And in this state, you not only manifest, you create a new field where the impossible kneels before your faith. Chapter 7. The body as a spiritual antenna. The body is the temple where the spirit vibrates and communicates with the universe. Eva Hartley teaches that it is not an obstacle to manifestation. It is the channel through which energy flows. Every physical sensation, every heartbeat, every shiver is a vibrational message being emitted to the quantum field. When you are at peace, the body vibrates in harmony and attracts experiences that reflect this balance. But when you are tense, anxious, tired, or disconnected, the energy fragments, and the universe responds to this fragmentation. Manifesting is, above all, feeling at home in one's own body. Creative energy flows freely when the body feels safe. Without security, the nervous system remains on alert, sending survival signals: fear, urgency, resistance. In this state, the flow of manifestation is interrupted. Therefore, caring for the mind without caring for the body is like trying to tune into a frequency with a broken antenna. The body needs to be regulated in order to receive. Breathing, movement, rest, and mindful eating are spiritual practices just as much as prayer and meditation. The body is the translator of the soul. When it trusts, the field obeys. Now close your eyes and breathe slowly. Inhale through your nose and imagine the energy of the universe entering like golden light, traveling down your spine to your heart. Exhale through your mouth and feel the tension leaving your shoulders, jaw, and hands. Inhale lightness, exhale control, inhale presence, exhale haste. As you breathe, mentally say, "It's safe to be here. It's safe to receive. It's safe to thrive." Feel your body becoming lighter, more receptive, more aligned. The vibration changes, and the heart begins to guide the flow of creative energy. Eva Hartley teaches that blocked emotions also manifest in the body. Every persistent pain, every heaviness, every discomfort is an emotion that demands attention. The body is not your enemy. It is the messenger of the soul. When you listen to what it is trying to say, the flow is restored. Pain is the plea of repressed energy wanting to be released. By breathing consciously, you allow the emotion to move. An emotion is energy in motion. When it flows, it transforms. When it is repressed, it stagnates. Therefore, feeling is the first step to healing. The most powerful manifestation happens when you are whole, mind, body, and spirit vibrating at the same frequency. It's impossible to manifest abundance from a body that lives in scarcity of rest, affection, or attention. Abundance needs space, and the body is the space where it anchors itself. Therefore, practice physical care as a form of prayer. Walk in silence, breathe consciously, touch your own chest and say, "I take care of myself because I am a channel for the divine." The body responds with gratitude and begins to vibrate with love. Now, take a deep breath and feel the air expanding your abdomen. Hold for a moment. Exhale slowly and imagine luminous waves circulating through your body, dissolving blockages, opening energy channels. See this light spreading from your feet to your head, reconnecting you to the field. Your entire body becomes a living antenna, receptive to the universal flow. You feel the ground beneath your feet, the air touching your skin, the vibration pulsing in your heart. You are present, and presence is the portal to creation. The body is the altar of the spirit, and each breath is a silent prayer saying, "I am here, I trust, I receive." When body and mind unite in the same vibration, the universe listens loud and clear, because it doesn't respond to force, it responds to harmony. So, take care of yourself with reverence. Honor your body as the divine technology that it is. And remember, the more you treat it as sacred, the more it becomes a perfect channel for miracles. And it is in this state of harmony that manifestation becomes inevitable. When the body vibrates with gratitude, the universe reads this energy as an open invitation to bless. Breath becomes a bridge between the human and the divine, and each heartbeat aligns with the rhythm of the cosmos. You begin to realize that the body is not a limitation. It is the miracle that allows you to feel creation happening in real time. Touch becomes prayer. Movement becomes praise. Rest becomes faith. When the body trusts, the spirit flourishes. When the body surrenders, the field responds. And the more you honor this sacred temple, the more the universe fills it with light. Because the body doesn't ask for perfection, it asks for presence. And it is in presence that the divine finds space to manifest in the form of abundant life. Chapter 8. The Energy of Gratitude. Gratitude is the vibration closest to divine energy. Eva Hartley explains that giving thanks is not an act of spiritual courtesy, but a activation code. When you give thanks, even before seeing the result, you send the universe the message, "I have already received it." And the universe responds with more reasons to be grateful. Gratitude changes the frequency of the mind, calms the nervous system, and opens the heart. It is the portal that transforms lack into abundance, expectation into trust, doubt into faith. Because those who give thanks beforehand vibrate abundance now, and the universe understands this language. Lack vibrates with scarcity, and scarcity blocks the flow. But gratitude vibrates with completeness, and completeness attracts more. Eva teaches that most people wait to have something to be grateful for, when the secret is, thank you for having. The emotion of gratitude activates the same vibrational field as a fulfilled desire. It creates coherence between the heart and the brain, uniting thought and emotion in a frequency of manifestation. Gratitude is the shortcut to the vortex, the vibrational space where everything you want already exists. When you give thanks, you enter the flow of conscious creation. Now, take a deep breath. Bring to mind something you love, something simple yet real. It could be a moment of peace, a smile, a good memory. Breathe in that feeling and feel it grow within your chest. Exhale slowly and imagine that energy expanding like a golden wave around you. Breathe in again and say mentally, I am grateful for everything that already is. Remain in this state for a few seconds. Feel your body soften, your heart open, and your energy field stabilize. This is the most powerful point of attraction that exists. Gratitude that is felt, not just spoken. Gratitude dissolves vibrational resistance. While fear contracts, gratitude expands. When you focus on what's missing, you reinforce the pattern of absence. But when you celebrate what you have, you reinforce the pattern of abundance. And the universe multiplies what you recognize with love. Therefore, practice gratitude as an energetic discipline. Wake up and give thanks for the light, for your body, for your breath, for learning. With each act of gratitude, a new field opens. What was small grows. What was distant draws closer. And what was impossible becomes natural. Eva Hartley reminds us that gratitude doesn't need a reason. It's a state of being. It's a silent yes to life, even when there's no clarity. It's saying, I trust, even without understanding. Gratitude doesn't wait for the perfect scenario. It creates it. Because when you vibrate gratitude, you align yourself with the vibration of God, which is pure generosity. That's why miracles happen when you give thanks. The vibration of gratitude is the energetic signature of the miracle. Now close your eyes and take a deep breath. Inhale love. Exhale lightness. Inhale faith. Exhale doubt. And say silently, I am grateful for what was, for what is, and for what will be. Feel your whole body respond to this frequency. The energy becomes gentle, yet firm. The heart beats in peace. The universe begins to rearrange its lines to align with your vibration of recognition. Because where there is gratitude, there is expansion. And where there is expansion, abundance flourishes effortlessly. Gratitude is the antidote to fear and the key to prosperity. It changes not only what you attract, but also what you attract, who you become. A grateful person is magnetic, radiant, open to the flow. They understand that nothing is lacking. It is simply manifesting at the right time. And this state of completeness is what attracts the best in life. So, practice gratitude even on quiet days, because every thank you is a seed planted in the field of infinity, and every seed of gratitude blossoms in divine abundance. And it is in this vibration that the universe bows in reverence. To give thanks is to align oneself with the language of God, to dance to the rhythm of creation. When the heart vibrates with gratitude, it sends a pure signal to the field, free from fear and resistance. Life begins to surprise you with subtle details, an unexpected encounter, a repeated sign, a path that opens effortlessly. Everything seems to conspire because you stopped asking and started recognizing. Gratitude is the magnet of synchronicity and the beacon of conscious manifestation. It is the state in which not yet transforms into already is. And the more you give thanks, the more the universe amplifies the sound of your vibration. Because in a grateful heart, faith ceases to be waiting and becomes living certainty. Chapter 9. The Vortex and the Flow of Manifestation. The vortex is the vibrational field where everything you desire already exists in energetic form. Eva Hartley describes the vortex as the heart of the universe, the point of convergence between the visible and the invisible, the space where desire and manifestation become one. Entering the vortex is aligning yourself with the frequency of what you want, before seeing any physical proof. It's not a place you reach. It's a state you feel. When you vibrate love, trust, and joy, you automatically tune into this flow. And in it, what is yours begins to flow naturally. Everything in the universe responds to vibration. And the vortex is the station where all high frequencies meet. When you live in coherence, think positively, feel faith, and act with purpose, the vortex envelops you. In this state, you don't need to chase after what you want. Desire begins to run to you. Eva explains that within the vortex, time ceases to be linear. Things happen faster, answers arrive intuitively, and synchronicities become constant signs from the universe saying, "Keep going. You are aligned. Now close your eyes and take a deep breath." Inhale golden light and imagine this energy spiraling in the center of your chest. With each inhale, it expands. With each exhale, it clears away what is blocking the flow. Inhale and mentally say, "I align myself with the flow. I unite with the vortex." Feel this energy vibrating around your body, connecting you to the creative force. The vortex is not a distant mystery. It is a reminder of your divine nature. The more you feel it, the more real it becomes. The more you trust it, the more it guides you. The vortex doesn't judge what you ask for. It simply responds to your vibrational state. If you vibrate scarcity, you access the frequency of lack. If you vibrate love, you access the frequency of abundance. That's why maintaining a high vibration is a daily practice. Music, breathing, movement, nature, prayer, anything that raises your energy brings you closer to the vortex. Manifestation doesn't happen outside of it, it happens. Through it, it is the gateway to conscious creation, where thought meets emotion and transforms into reality. Eva Hartley teaches that when you enter the vortex, everything that is not in harmony naturally dissolves. People, situations, and paths that don't vibrate with your new frequency begin to drift away. And sometimes this feels like loss, but it's cleansing. Pruning precedes harvesting. It's the universe preparing the ground for new growth. So when something leaves your life, be grateful. It means you are raising your frequency. And the vortex only keeps what is ready to flow with you. Now, take another deep breath. Feel the energy swirling and expanding around your body. Imagine yourself within a whirlwind of light, calm and powerful, connecting you to the center of creation. Mentally say, "Everything that is mine is already on its way." Feel certainty replace doubt. The heart expands, the body calms, the field responds. You are no longer asking, you are vibrating, and vibrating is the language of the vortex. When you live in alignment with the vortex, life becomes light. Things start to work out with less effort, because the universe doesn't need to push those who are already flowing. Everything falls into place at the right time, in the right way, through the right hands. The vortex isn't magic, it's spiritual physics. It's proof that when the mind is silent and the heart trusts, the universe conspires. And in that state, you stop searching for miracles, because you realize that you are the miracle vibrating in human form. And it is in this sacred space of pure coherence that the impossible becomes inevitable. The vortex is the field where the not yet becomes already is, and the invisible begins to take shape. When you remain in this vibration, the universe recognizes your frequency as a creative decree. Everything that was paused moves. Everything that was distant draws near. Life begins to respond with synchronicities so precise that you understand. There is no chance. There is alignment. Within the vortex, time bends to your faith, and the universe works in unison with your heart. It is the moment when you realize that you are not manifesting things. You are manifesting versions of yourself closer to the divine. Because the vortex doesn't give you what you want, it gives you back who you truly are. Chapter 10. Spiritual Surrender. Spiritual surrender is the point where human control dissolves into divine wisdom. Eva Hartley teaches that manifesting is not about forcing the universe, but flow with it. The rational mind believes it needs to understand everything, plan everything, guarantee everything. But creative energy doesn't respond to control. It responds to trust. Surrender is not giving up. It's faith in action. It's the moment when you say, "I've done my part, now I let the universe act." And in that space of surrender, the impossible becomes possible. Surrender happens when you stop fighting against time and begin to trust the rhythm of life. It's understanding that apparent delay is merely synchronicity in progress. While you try to rush destiny, the universe prepares details you don't yet see. Eva says that surrender is the final stage of manifestation, the one where anxiety transforms into serenity and desire transforms into certainty. When you let go of control, the flow guides you with more precision than any planning could. Now, close your eyes and take a deep breath. Imagine a soft, warm, white light above your head. Inhale this light, feeling it calmly fill your chest. Exhale slowly and visualize all tension, worries, and doubts dissolving into thin air. Inhale confidence. Exhale control. Inhale faith. Exhale fear. And say mentally, "I trust. I release. I allow." Feel your body lightening, your heart expanding, your energy field opening. Surrender is the breath of the soul, and the more you breathe, the more it guides you. Surrendering is aligning yourself with the certainty that a higher intelligence guides every step. It's abandoning the how and the when to remain in the yes. Eva Hartley explains that the universe responds perfectly to the vibration of those who let go, because those who let go demonstrate faith. Doubt creates interference. Trust creates harmony. When you trust, the energy field stabilizes and the vortex responds. Surrender is not the absence of action, it's vibrational action. You do what you can, but let the invisible do what only it can. The act of surrendering also heals the nervous system. When you let go of control, the body switches from alert mode to receptive mode. The heart begins to beat again at the rhythm of peace. The synapses of fear give way to serenity. It is in this state that the subconscious mind becomes fertile, receptive, creative, and the energy that was previously used to resist is transformed into the force to manifest. Eva calls this point the magnetic silence, the instant when the soul falls silent and the universe speaks. Now take another breath. Imagine yourself standing before a golden river. Each current represents the flow of life, carrying everything to its rightful place. Place your intentions on the water and watch them float, trusting that they will be carried to their destination. Mentally say, "Everything that is mine finds me. Everything that is mine recognizes me." And feel peace take over every cell. The universe works best when you rest in faith. Spiritual surrender is the climax of manifestation. When you learn to trust, the universe surprises you with perfection. No desire is lost, no time is wasted, no prayer is ignored. Surrender is the gateway to grace, where human effort transforms into divine synchronicity, and in that state, everything you've ever wanted begins to arrive, because you've finally stopped hindering the flow. Surrender is the highest form of power, and it is at this point of surrender that the divine reveals its perfect rhythm. When you truly trust, life becomes as smooth as a river that knows its way without needing maps. Answers emerge in silences, signs appear between the lines, and peace settles where there was once urgency. Surrender is the art of walking with faith, even without seeing the ground. It is allowing cosmic love to guide your steps without resistance. When the heart surrenders, it doesn't lose control. It surrenders to hands that never fail. And at that moment, The invisible begins to move you with divine precision, because those who surrender don't fall, they float, and those who trust don't wait, they flourish. Surrender is the supreme act of spiritual courage, the gesture that transforms faith into reality. Chapter 11. The Magnetic Identity. Magnetic identity is the vibrational state of someone, has become what it wishes to attract. Eva Hartley teaches that you don't manifest what you want, you manifest what you are. Every thought, emotion, and attitude creates an energetic signature, and the universe responds to that identity, not to words. Being magnetic is aligning what you think, feel, and do with what you claim to desire. When the mind says, "I want to prosper," but the body vibrates with fear, there is noise. But when both say, "I already am," the field aligns, and the miracle happens. Personal magnetism is born from vibrational coherence. It's the silent power of those who don't need to prove anything, because they already vibrate what they claim to be. Eva says, "The universe doesn't hear what you ask for. It feels what you believe." This changes everything, because it's no longer about chasing abundance, but about, remember that you are abundance. Magnetic identity is presence, it's spiritual self-confidence, it's stable vibration even when the external world fluctuates. It's being at peace with who you are and having faith in what is to come. Now, take a deep breath. Feel the air entering and leaving your chest in a slow and steady rhythm. Imagine that with each breath, you draw golden light into yourself. This light represents your divine essence, your true identity. Exhale slowly, and see this light expanding, forming a field around you. Mentally say, "I am the energy of what I desire. I vibrate my truth. I am magnetic." Repeat and feel your whole body respond to this affirmation, because the universe reads energy, not intentions. Eva Hartley reminds us that magnetic identity is built through vibrational repetition. Every time you choose faith instead of fear, love instead of doubt, presence instead of haste, you reprogram your field. This is spiritual neuroplasticity. The brain learns to vibrate in abundance. The body learns to feel safe. And the universe begins to recognize this new energetic signature as your new normal. It's not about attracting. It's about being attractive at the right frequency. Being magnetic means living in constant alignment with the vision of your expanded self. It's about rejecting patterns that vibrate scarcity and accepting only what reflects fullness. It's about acting like someone who already has, loving like someone who already is, choosing like someone who has already won. Eva says, "Your energy enters a room before you do." And it's true. People sense what you believe about yourself. Magnetic identity doesn't need to convince, it inspires. It's the presence that transforms environments, changes conversations, and naturally attracts opportunities. Now breathe in again. See yourself surrounded by a pulsating, vibrant light that changes color as you expand your frequency. Feel this light envelop you, protect you, and lift you up. Say silently, "I am the field. I am the magnet. I am the miracle vibrating in human form." The vibration of "I am" is the most powerful command in the universe. It doesn't ask, it declares. And every declaration repeated with conviction becomes reality. Magnetic identity is the pinnacle of conscious manifestation. It's the moment when the seeker becomes the channel, desire becomes nature, and "I want" transforms into "I am." When you live from this place, everything changes, because you stop attracting through lack and start creating through frequency. And then the universe has no choice but to respond, so be it. And it is at this point that creation ceases to be effort and becomes emanation. The energy that was once sought outside now flows from within, as natural as the beating of the heart. You begin to realize that true magnetism is not in asking, but in allowing. The field recognizes the firmness of one who already is, and everything that vibrates in the same way begins to orbit around. Opportunities, people, and miracles align with the same gentleness with which the sun rises effortlessly. The magnetic being does not run, it attracts. It does not force, it flows. And the more truth vibrates, the more the universe echoes that truth in the form of blessings. Because I am is the password that opens all the doors of creation. And when you live in this vibration, everything that is yours finds its way to you. Chapter 12. The Return to the Divine Self. Everything you sought outside was always within. Eva Hartley teaches that manifestation is not a process of conquest, but of remembrance. The return to the divine self is the awareness that you were never separate from the source. You only fell asleep to the power that dwells within. Every elevated thought, every act of faith, every profound surrender reconnected you to that luminous origin. The path of manifestation is, at its core, the path of remembrance, remembering who you are. When you remember, the universe responds with mirrors of light. The divine self is the silent presence that observes without fear, loves unconditionally, and creates effortlessly. It is the space between thoughts, the sigh before prayer, the instant when the heart whispers, "All is well." When you live from this self, you lack nothing, because everything already is. The human mind seeks results. The divine self vibrates with certainty. It doesn't need to prove, justify, or control. It simply needs to be. Eva Hartley says, "When you are in unity with the whole conspires with you." And that is the essence of return. Now, close your eyes and take a deep breath. Imagine that each breath brings you closer to your original spark. Feel a white light descending upon you, enveloping the top of your head, your heart, and your abdomen. Inhale this light and say mentally, "I return home. I return to myself. I return to the divine." Expand that light until it covers the entire space. Every cell vibrates in harmony. Every part of you reconnects to the creative presence. And in the silence between breaths, you feel you have never been alone. The return to the divine self is the highest stage of manifestation, because it is when the manifester becomes the miracle itself. Eva explains that at this point, desire ceases to be a lack and transforms into expression. You don't manifest to fill a void, but to expand the love that already is. Abundance becomes natural. Love flows without fear. Time ceases to be a limit. Everything that happens from this state is sacred because it is born from unity with the whole. The nervous system, previously conditioned by fear, now rests in trust. The subconscious mind, previously programmed by scarcity, is now reconfigured by faith. The body, once tense, now vibrates in flow. This is complete healing, the realignment between body, mind, and spirit. When the entire field vibrates in harmony, external reality has no choice but to reflect this peace. Eva Hartley calls this the frequency of return, the vibration of total surrender to what is. Now, breathe in love, breathe out lightness, breathe in faith, breathe out doubt, and say silently, "I am one with the universe. I am one with God. I am one with all that exists." Feel the energy around you expanding until it touches infinity. Time disappears. The body dissolves into presence. The entire universe breathes along with you. In that instant, there is no longer I and the universe. There is only vibration, consciousness, and absolute love. You have reached the point where manifesting and being become one and the same. The return to the divine self is the celebration of the reunion with the source. Now you understand. You never needed to seek, only to remember. You never needed to prove, only to vibrate. And when you live in this state, everything you desire manifests with grace, synchronicity, and purpose. Because the awakened soul does not create out of necessity. It creates out of love. I am. I trust. I receive. And the universe replies, "So be it." This is the point where sound transforms into silence and silence becomes vibration, where the human remembers that it is divine, and the divine expresses itself as human. May each word of this audiobook become a code of expansion within you. May each breath reconnect you to the flow, and may you realize, upon listening again, you never lost the power. You just forgot how infinite it is. And it is here that the journey comes full circle, and the soul rests in fullness. You realize that the divine was never distant. It was merely awaiting your awakening. The search ceases and the being flourishes. The sound of life becomes music, time becomes the present, and the present becomes eternity. The return to the divine self is the instant when consciousness expands beyond names, beyond forms, beyond desire. You remember that you are part of the breath of the cosmos, a fragment of the light that creates everything. And upon recognizing this, everything changes. Because whoever remembers who they are never again doubts what they can do. Manifestation ceases to be a dream and becomes a state. And in this state, you return home, and home is God within you. Spiritual manifestation, Law of Attraction, 2025 Quantum Vortex, Vibrational Identity, How to Manifest Quickly, Eva Hartley, Manifest and Receive, Return to the Divine Self, Spiritual Surrender, Gratitude and Prosperity, How to Raise the Vibration, Energy of Abundance, Power of I Am, Conscious Manifestation, Power of Mind and Faith, Vibrational Miracle, Channel for Spiritual Prosperity, Frequency of Love, Reconnection to the Source, Spiritual Quantum Healing, Divine Wisdom Applied, the Law of Attraction in Practice, Manifest with Faith and Energy, Divine Synchronicity, Vibrational Code of the Universe, Quantum Mind Reprogramming Prayer to Manifest Miracles, Vibration of Gratitude, to manifest wealth and purpose, Awakened Soul, Spiritual Prosperity.